Quad State is an annual event hosted by Murray State University's music department. They use this event to promote music and recruit future music students. According to the department, this year's event was a success. The highlight of this year's Quad State Music Festival centered around international oboe soloist Nancy Ambrose King. With over 9 CDs under her belt, King has placed her name in music history books. Murray State professors have many connections. King shares with us her Murray State connection.
Your wonderful professor of oboe, bassoon, and saxophone, Scott Erickson. And Scott and I were in school together, I think 30 years ago. We were both, well actually Scott was a master's degree student at the University of Michigan while I was getting my undergraduate degree, and we played in School of Music ensembles as well as the Ann Arbor Symphony together. I won a competition, an international competition held in New York City in 1995. And with that competition, I received a monetary award, and I also received help making my first CD. So with that, I made the first CD, of which I have now made 9 solo CDs. And at that point, I began playing as a soloist.
Becoming known internationally takes talent. King travels throughout the world to play concerts and teach students. There's windfall for every person who's successful. King's came in 1995.
A Chinese television station, sort of like the Today Show. It was a morning show, and they were interviewing me, and I played a little. And they asked me how I could be a woman and play the oboe, because they thought that it was not a female instrument, that it took so much air and muscle, and that it would be much better if a woman played the violin or the piano, and only men should play the oboe. And so I said, well, no, that's not true at all. A woman can play the oboe just like anyone else, and you know, some of the best wind and brass players in the US are female. So later that afternoon, I was shopping in one of the department stores in China, and I turned around and there were hundreds of women in there looking at me, and they started clapping and gave me this big ovation, and they said, "You stand up for women in China." So that was quite an experience.
While traveling throughout the world, King is not only a musician, but has been an advocate for women's rights.
I love teaching, first of all. I love teaching the oboe. I have such love for the instrument itself, and I love spreading the word about how fun it is and what a great opportunity is for kids to play. And I think that music is so important at this level, at the high school level. And I love working with them as well as college students. It's very different, because in college they're very serious and a little more focused. And so I think that, you know, ultimately, as much as I play lots of concerts, I would like my legacy to be that the next generation learned from me, and I helped to influence them.
Though King is quite the performer, her heart lies with teaching. She's wholeheartedly dedicated to spreading her love for music and oboe.